that excitement, daredevils tempt fate against inconceivable odds as they lay themselves open to stunts designed for destruction. These men make their living dangerously, risking their bodies in a daily contest with their lives for the prize. Racing high-speed automobiles with wide-open throttle, these fearless road demons throw away all caution. It takes courage and luck to come out of these stunts alive, and these daring drivers have a lot of both. No risk is too great as they dream up new stunts in their complete defiance of all danger. Yes, it takes a lot of nerve and a lot of courage, and with some of these gallant gentlemen, the sky's the limit. Here's an adventurous soul high above an alpine valley, traveling fully equipped for a light lunch. With infinite grace and skill, he appears to be moving casually over the high wire, but it takes only one misstep for the tables to turn. Yet with nerves of steel that never affect his appetite, he doesn't seem to have a worry in the world. And here's another high stepper taking his life in his hands, nearly 4,000 feet above the valley floor. Look at that beautiful alpine view behind him. With complete assurance of his own skill, he appears oblivious of the chasm waiting almost hopefully beneath him for the slightest error that would send him hurtling down into space and certain death. But once again, this aerial artist cheats death and walks off to the safety of an alpine mountain peak. With the invention of the airplane, the tempters of fate have found still another means of testing their skills. Roaring peacefully into the air, like some ancient mythical goddess, the aerial acrobat twists and turns in open space as she dares the elements to send her plummeting down from her place in the sky. There's plenty of danger up there, and she knows it, but it's living, dangerous living, and once more she comes out on top. Speaking of coming out on top, the top of a car doesn't look like exactly the sort of spot you'd choose for an airport, but then danger isn't your business. Here's courage and split-second timing combined for one of the great thrills in a dangerous game. Coordination between pilot and driver are what the intrepid stuntman must depend on as the plane comes into land on this postage stamp field. Dangling precariously in midair as he searches for footing, he can't afford a mistake at almost 100 miles an hour. On the other hand, there are some people who are willing to do anything for a laugh. Can't you take a hit, mister? Go on, beat it. But there's no fooling around when you're playing with aerial stunting. It's hard, dangerous work that demands skill and precision on the part of the stuntman. Swinging from the belly of a speeding plane, less than 20 feet from the ground, this daring stuntman goes through his tricky routines with nothing between him and certain death but a couple of ropes and a steel bar. Dangerous, it's practically murder. For thrills and danger that send chills whipping through the hardiest strongman, here's one that will send your head spinning. This Iron Man is about to literally roll himself up into a ball for the sake of his fans. Dizzy? Well, a little, but it's all in the day's work when danger is your living. Now for some high jinks on the edge of a ledge above a busy city as our fearless stuntman teeters precariously over space. And for more thrills, he'll try anything as he tempts the gods in his battle with life and death. Balance and skill are on his side, but as he puts his head into his work, he knows that one false move or a strong gust of wind can send him hurtling down to his death below. Like his work? Well, he loves it. Here are some real daredevils who will literally burn up the turf with their hair-raising stunts and crashes. Nothing can stop them as they send their motorcycles roaring into obstacles that seem impenetrable. And as the cycles crash through spraying fingers of knife-edged glass, the slow-motion camera brings the full daring of these audacious exploits into focus. Still on wheels, defying the law of gravity, these zooming, whirling cyclists gamble with the fates as they keep the throttles wide open and roar around the barrel, their bodies horizontal to the floor below, death waiting for the single miss of the powerful motors or the slipping skid of loss of traction. But speed isn't the only thrill on wheels. The old-fashioned bicycle provides excitement and danger for those who like to live dangerously when it's combined with all the elements of big chance. Racing down the runway with lightning speed, the cyclist shows no fear as he is flung into the air, high over the heads of the crowds below to land gracefully in 4 feet of water. And danger come in all sorts of styles for the ingenious gamblers, and here's a human firecracker who will take the full impact of the dynamite explosion as the charge is detonated. There's no second guessing in this sort of stunt. There's only one mistake allowed. Here's real courage and daring to make a man shiver. They gamble with death all over the world, even Paris, with a sheer drop of 984 feet and only a strong set of uppers to keep him from plunging to his finish below. This daredevil uses all his skill and strength to maintain his precarious position in midair as the camera keeps its somber eye on him. Well, here's a couple who will probably get a big bang out of their work. They go hurtling with terrific speed through the open space. And now our slow-motion camera records their graceful flight. They zoom through the air to the safety net at the other end of their journey. Not to be outdone, the high-wire artists show their skill as they maneuver dangerously high over the crowds. With precision and grace, they execute their difficult act with only a thin piece of wire for a stage and teamwork that demands split-second timing and absolute coordination. One slip, one error, one misjudgment can mean catastrophe. Exhibitions like these require a lot of nerve and more skill, and the people on the high wire know it. And now for the real highlight in living dangerously. A man who defies all attempts at description as he raises himself high above the city, baiting the fates with a breathtaking exhibition of balance. He supports his entire weight on one finger. Rings on his ankles and the unbelievable grace of a bird in the sky, this human weather vane demonstrates the ultimate in daring, a stunt king among the men and women who like living dangerously.